Hey everybody, welcome back. So I ran the code on the Honda and it was an Error 8 and I believe it was a TDC sensor, a top dead center sensor. So I looked and I saw if you could replace the sensor itself. It's actually inside the distributor, so you have to replace the distributor. So we got one. Got a distributor for the Honda. We're gonna go ahead and put it in. Stay tuned. Remember, first things first, we gotta go ahead and pull this battery terminal. So with the distributor, it's a fairly simple process. You know, you got some mounting bolts that you're gonna take off. You're gonna do these plugs, and then there's a couple sensors in the back, which is what went bad. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all these things off, but we're gonna mark them, make sure we know where each one goes, and then we'll just put it back into place. What I like to do is just take a picture with my phone. So, got that, and that'll show me where everything was. So, I got the distributor out. Here's the old one. If you look at it, you can get close to it. There's all sorts of gunk and crap built up on it, which is probably why it was leaking all over the place. If you look right along here, it's just a whole bunch of buildup and garbage. And then you look over here, none of that's there on that lip. So we're gonna swap these out. And then one thing you gotta make sure you do is put it in the same configuration. So if you look, put that notch on the bottom, make sure it goes in that direction. And then another thing to kind of look out for is, you see on this one how it has a little line under there? You want to make sure, well, you want to go off of this one, the old one. It's got that line on the bottom and it's in that, you know, east to west configuration. We're going to do the same thing with this one. So we put it that way, put that line on the bottom, and that'll kind of put it in the same correct position when we plug it in. So we're going to go ahead and bolt the new one back in. But not before we do a little cleanup on the inside under there. Look at all those messy plugs and things like that. We're gonna try to clean that up a little bit before we put the new one on. If you look in there, you can see where that notch actually slides in. So that's why it's gotta be lined up correctly. So if you look, this plug will actually go into this just fine. Maybe. It'll plug in, but if you look at these two plugs, they are not the same. So I'm actually gonna have to go back and get another one. That looks like they gave me the wrong one. So I went back over to O'Reilly's, and of course, what I had was the TD40. I needed the TD41. So here it is. If you look, this one has the same plugs. It's got the 7 plug with it. So this is the right one. We're good to go. We're going to continue to put it back in. Alright, now we're going to go back to our picture. And we'll go ahead and put these back where they belong. Alright, now that everything's back together, go ahead and plug in the battery. Now it's the moment of truth. Let's see. Let's see if it starts. Son of a bitch. So it turns out there was actually more wrong with the Honda than we thought. So it did some more checking, looked at the starter, and actually bench tested the starter. The starter was actually pretty fried. It would sit and spin, but it actually wouldn't come out and engage with the flywheel. So got a new starter. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in. To install the starter, it's just going to go underneath here, and if you look, there are basically two bolts that go into there, and then we're gonna tap the hot wire into that, and then we will plug in the ignition wire, and from there we'll be good to go. Alright, with the entire ignition system pretty much redone, I did the starter, I did the distributor, so we're gonna go ahead and start it and hope it works. Alright, we got the Honda started. Now it starts, runs, drives again, so we'll put some more miles on it. Back to using it as a daily. I'll see you next time.